1 out of every 5 homes under contract in Ventura County right now is about to fall apart. In May, 545 homes closed countywide at a median sales price of $920,000. But here's the catch. Median days on market was 26, while average days on market is 44. That 18-day gap is where deals go to die. Some sellers are getting 101.6 of their asking price right here in Moorpark. Right now. Others 3 miles away are sitting for 100 days or more. Same county, same rates, completely different outcomes. And it's not luck. It's 5 specific avoidable mistakes, and I am about to show you the exact one killing deals after the inspection. Because right now, at least 1 out of 5 contracts in competitive Ventura County markets are collapsing over something the seller could have fixed for $700 before they ever listed. All right. Before we get into the 5 mistakes, let's give you the honest state of the market because context is everything. Ventura County is not a bad market, not even close. Homes are closing every single day and well-priced homes are still in demand. In May of 2026, we saw 545 closed sales countywide with a median price of $920,000 and the median days on market of 26 days. That sounds fast, but like I said, the average is 44 days on market, and that gap is where the real story lives. So what explains it? Some homes are flying and others are dragging, and the difference is not the neighborhood. Median sales prices are down 1.7% from last year. Inventory is at 2.9 months, and the sellers are closing at about 97% of their original asking price. We're in a transitional market where preparation and pricing discipline separate the homes that move from the homes that sit. So the first reason homes are sitting is because the price is built on memory. A lot of sellers in Ventura County watched what happened in 2020 and 2022. They saw neighbors sell for well over asking in a weekend. Values jumped by 20 and 30%, and they have that number locked into their head. They're pricing their homes based on a memory instead of what the current market is doing. While sellers are stuck on memory, buyers are running their numbers off the last 90 days of comparable sales. Before they book a single showing, buyers already know what homes in the neighborhood sold and for how long they sat and what the price per square foot looks like. They've done the math on their monthly payment and they know what else is available at their price point. When your number doesn't hold up, buyers skip the call and move straight to the next listing. In the first quarter of 2026, 74% of homes in Ventura County sold at or below the list price. It enforces price discipline, and the sellers who ignore it are the ones watching their listings go stale. And that leads right into the second reason. And this one is a deal killer. Buyers are walking away after the home inspection, and it happens to sellers who thought they had the deal done. At least 1 out of every 5 homes currently under contract in our competitive market falls through because of inspection concerns. Buyers in 2026 are already stretched, and they're doing repair math in their head before they ever walk through the door. But the inspector hands them a report showing the roof is at the end of its life, or the HVAC system has not been serviced for 10 years. You have to walk your home as though you were the buyer. Check when the roof was last looked at or replaced. When the HVAC system last was inspected or serviced, those things that you've stopped seeing are the exact things that show up on an inspection report and kill a deal. Get a pre-listing inspection for roughly $700 before you even list, and it will put you on the offensive, not the defensive. Fix the big stuff before you list it, or price the home clearly reflecting what needs attention. Hoping the inspector won't find something doesn't work, because they always find it. Now, this one is a sneaky one. The third reason homes are sitting is that the homes feel like a project. And I'm not talking about deferred maintenance. I'm talking about homes where everything works, but nothing has been updated since 1980s or the 1990s. The seller is pricing it like it's move-in ready. They're comparing their home to the one down the street that was completely renovated and sold for top dollar in 2022. Here's what happens when a buyer walks into one of these homes. They walk in, and before they reach the back of the house, the math has already started. Kitchen, probably $30,000. Bathrooms, another $15,000. Flooring throughout, $10,000. Paint and fixtures, another $10,000. By the time they step out to the back door, they've mentally added $50,000 or $60,000 to your asking price before they've written a single word on the contract. Buyers in Ventura County right now expect updated and turnkey homes, especially in Thousand Oaks and Moorpark. You don't need to gut your kitchen, but you do need to be honest about where your home falls in that spectrum from project to move-in ready. A buyer who knows they have to do the work and is fairly compensated for it will close the deal. A buyer who feels like they're paying top dollar for an unfinished product will walk away and they won't look back. Along those lines, if you own a condo or a townhouse in Ventura County, you need to hear this one next. Condos and townhomes are facing triple squeeze right now. Southern California condo sales sank to an historic bottom in 2026, running 25% below average. That's a regional headwind hitting local attached housing hard. The first squeeze is the monthly cost. HOAs have been climbing, and when a buyer stacks a rising HOA payment on top of the mortgage and the current interest rates, the total monthly number becomes a real deal killer. The second squeeze is competition. Builders have been putting up new townhomes with modern layouts, updated finishes, and builder warranties. When a buyer can choose between an older unit with dated interiors and climbing HOA fees versus a new unit where there's nothing needed to be done, everything is under warranty, they're choosing the new one every single time, unless the older property is priced extremely well. In Ventura County, the median condo sits at $563,000 and townhomes are at $657,000. Both segments are feeling the pressure. If you own attached housing built before 2010, the market you're selling in right now is tougher than it felt ever before. Price it to reflect reality or be prepared to sit. Last but not least, this one surprises people the most. Distance is costing sellers more than they realize. And that's especially true for sellers in Oxnard or the outer edges of the county. A large home in more affordable zip codes used to be a clear value proposition. More space, lower price, and buyers understood the trade-off. But things have shifted recently. Buyers today are doing a different kind of math. They're not just looking at the purchase price and the monthly payment. They're calculating the commute, the gas, the time spent sitting in the traffic on the 101, and they're weighing all of that against what they want their life to actually look like. When you combine a payment that's already at the top edge of their budget with a commute that eats up 2 hours of their day, the extra square footage stops feeling like a deal. In May of 2026, Oxnard posted a median price of $785,000 with a 41-day average on the market, while Moorpark sat at $1,010,000 with a buyer's bidding at 101% of the list price. The gap is about what buyers are willing to pay for the terms of lifestyle and time. That doesn't mean homes in Oxnard can't sell. It means the price has to account for the friction that the location creates. Buyers will pay for convenience, and if your home doesn't come with it, your number needs to acknowledge it. All right. Now let me show you what's actually selling in under 30 days. Move-in ready single-family homes that are priced right are the clearest pattern I'm seeing across the board right now. Clean, functional homes where the seller prepared before the listing and priced based on the last 90 days of comps are getting offers. In Camarillo, well-priced homes are moving at around 34 days. In Oxnard, the right listing moves even faster. Moorpark is so competitive right now that the buyers are routinely bidding over the list price with a sale to list ratio of 101.6. The common thread is the buyers feel relief when they walk in. They've been through enough overpriced homes with a long renovation list. When they find something clean, honest, and priced right, relief turns into a fast action. One-level living is also a genuine short supply. If you own a ranch home or a home where the primary bedroom is on the main floor, you're sitting on something the market wants and cannot find enough of. That appeals to downsizers, younger families, and long-term planners. When one home speaks to that many buyers, and there aren't enough available, you get real urgency. Updated homes with character are also moving, especially in established neighborhoods. But the word that matters is updated. Charm combined with renovated kitchen, updated bathrooms, and new systems is gold right now. Charm alone, priced as if the buyer won't notice the other work, is sitting right along everything else. The market isn't the problem. The strategy is. Strategy problems have solutions, but only if you're willing to be honest about what's going on. If you're looking for more tips and tricks, go ahead and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. And if you have any questions about any of this stuff, don't hesitate to reach out and ask some questions.